Yo, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another Minnesota Twins game review. I don't know what to say. Another loss to the Yankees. Well, okay, I guess I shouldn't say that yet. We are in a weather delay in the bottom of the 8th inning, but we are losing 4-1. And with the weather forecast, the probable weather forecast, I think they're going to call this game since it's the 8th inning. And even if they do play this game again, I don't think the Twins are going to score 3 runs off of Chapman or whoever they bring in after that for the 9th inning. It's not over, but if they do call the game, I'm going to talk about this like it would be called for weather. So, we lost against the Yankees. I'm just going to say that if we come back and win, props to it, I'll make another video. But we had a bad game again. Another bad game against the Yankees. Again, the Yankees just seem to be our Achilles heel. Another series loss to them. I don't know when the last time we won a series against the Yankees was. I know you guys helped me out in the comments below. Said the last time we won a game in Yankee Stadium was 8 starts ago. So, I mean, obviously that doesn't mean we're winning series. So, maybe 4, 5, 6 series back at least. Was the last time we got a win in Yankee Stadium. Geez, that might have been the old Yankee Stadium at that point. But it was frustrating. Pitching, not very good. Granted, the weather was awful. Like I said, it's raining right now. Weather dependent on if they go back to play or not. But it was just absolutely pouring this last, 3 innings. And that's obviously going to affect the ball. But just a frustrating game on pitching. Made an error in the field. Our bats can't come alive. Again, maybe that's the weather. But just, another game against the Yankees that we just can't seem to win. So let's start with the pitching. Let's go to Pineda. Pineda, if the weather continues, is going to get a loss again. And he'll be 2-3 with 3 consecutive losses. Odorizzi started 0-2. And I think, Gibson, did he start 0-2 as well? I guess I can't find that very quickly. Trying to get going. I can't find that. Maybe you guys will have to help me on that. I believe... Well, I know that that Odorizzi started 0-2. And Perez, I mean, he's been on. Odorizzi, since starting 0-2, has been on. Barrios is obviously on. Gibson's, he's doing all right. The only guy who struggles is Pineda. Now, today was bad with the weather. The last 3 games, he's had to play Houston. He's had to play Houston again, and then he has to play the Yankees. The other time he lost was against Toronto at home. That one's not very excusable. But the other 3, obviously tough teams, 1 on the road, or 2 on the road, I guess, 1 in bad condition. There are excuses to be made, or reasons why he's been struggling. But look at the other guys. Odorizzi had to face Verlander, and he's had to play the Yankees. Verlander was at home. Yes, that time he was at home because Stewart started at Houston. So, I mean, yes, there are, like I said, excuses or reasons why Pineda could be struggling. But look at Odorizzi. He's been doing great. Barrios has been doing great. Gibson he struggled yesterday, but has done well recently. And Pineda just continues to struggle. Today, he went 5 innings. He got through the 5th inning without giving up a run, but gave up 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 runs. 1 was on an error. 8 strikeouts. He had very good stuff today. His breaking ball or his changeup really looked good. That could be because of the weather. It could be maybe he found something and he's working on it. But it hasn't translated over the last 4 starts he's made. One he had the no decision in, which was against Houston. But I don't know what to do with him. He needs help, obviously, because the other guys are stacking up against these good teams, and he continues to fail. And that's just what it is. And we have to stop this. Hear me out here. His next start is scheduled for Detroit, and that is after this Toronto series. Is that correct? Yes. After this Toronto series, it's the 2nd game on not Mother's Day. It's the day before Mother's Day. That's his next scheduled start on next Saturday. So he's getting an extra day off with the day off of the team. That start he has to win that start. If he loses that start against Detroit, at this point, I don't know what his other options are. He's gone. And as hard as that may be, we cannot keep losing not that 4 out of 5 are bad. If we get, really good starts from our other 4 starters, it's not that a 5th game wouldn't be bad, especially if we could figure out the rotation when they got their ace and we could put Pineda out there. That's a topic for a different video, but that start against Detroit is going to say a lot about where he is going. And if he cannot win against Detroit, if he gives up, like I say, 4 or 5 runs, I'm sorry, I got to pull the plug on him and send him down to AAA or just release him at this point. I don't know what to do with him. We cannot keep losing unless you want to play that strategy, which I'm going to make another video about, and expect to be up in the majors. It's not acceptable. And it shouldn't be acceptable for you as well. I know that we've talked about this down in the comments before about Pineda, but just we can't have this keep happening. May came in. He had a little bit of a struggling inning. This is when the rain started, about the 6th inning. It really started to come down. He pitched 1 inning, gave up 2 walks, struck out 1, but no runs scored. Then in the, 7th at that point, McGill came in, struck out 2 guys. He had a good inning. And then Romero, right now, who is pitching, like I said, we're in the delay in the bottom of the 8th inning. He gave up a walk. Literally the ball, I mean, it's pouring. You couldn't even see the guys. He gave up a walk. Not really his fault. I don't know why they didn't call it before this inning. And then he threw a pass ball and a wild pitch. The guy couldn't even hold on to the ball. I don't know why they waited so long. That's why I think they're going to call it. That's not really his fault. I mean, he threw 11 pitches and 4 of them were strikes. Come on, MLB, you got to call the game at that point. That's just unsafe for the players to be out there. I mean, same with Aroldis Chapman. He couldn't find the ball either. And granted, I'm a Twins fan. I was a little biased there, saying, yes, keep the game going right now. This is our chance. He can't throw strikes. The rain was coming down super hard. It's just not acceptable. But by everybody in the game at this point, you got to keep your players safe, and you got to make it fair. I mean, this is after that Twins inning, you should have cut it right there. We shouldn't have even gone into the bottom of the 8th inning, and it would have made a lot more sense. But let's talk about hitting. Another tough day for everybody, pretty much. Gonzalez had a good day. He's been really good lately. I like that. He's really come alive, especially when these guys haven't. He's stepped it up. Kepler went 0 for 3. Polanco went 0 for 4. Cruz 0 for 3. They both walked twice, Kepler and Cruz. That didn't help. They were all with 2 outs. Everything. We got on base with 2 outs. That's not good. I mean, at the beginning of the year, it would have been fine when we were hitting the ball with 2 outs, and maybe the rain was a factor in it today. But you got to get on base early. You got to work guys around. You can't just, expect to get hits with 2 outs. It doesn't work like that. Or at least it used to, but now it's not. It's not going to prolong or not going to sustain that all year. And Rosario finally got a hit today. You know what I'm seeing from him? And I saw this a lot today from everybody. They were facing Irmond. There we go. And they were just getting themselves into bad counts. I like when players are patient at the plate. We got 4 walks today. It's not great, but it's more than we had the last 2 days. So I'm not a big fan of swinging at the first pitch. But this guy, I mean, that's how he got ahead. I don't know how many times he got ahead of batters, but literally every single time it was a fastball right down the middle. And Rosario would get behind and then start swinging at garbage. Same with Gonzalez, especially against Chapman in that last at-bat. Got himself behind because, he swung at the first pitch that time. It was a fastball. It was a good pitch, but he got himself behind. And then he started swinging at bad pitches. Cruz and Kepler got behind early, swung at a bad pitch. And like I said, Gonzalez did fine against Chapman. It was just he missed the ball. But for the other guys, too many times today, we just watched a 92-mile-an-hour fastball go right down the middle, and then we'd start swinging at curveballs and 2-seamers in the dirt. It just didn't look good today. Again, maybe it was the rain, maybe it was the weather, but they just didn't even look focused at the plate. They were just, almost every guy took a pitch and then swung at bad pitches. And they struck out 10 times today. Most of them were from Irmond. I don't know what to tell you at that point. I mean, and every time we got a hit was with 2 outs. That's just bad baseball. And sometimes it happens. But you've got to have better discipline than, okay, if you missed the first fastball, don't swing at the second pitch. You've got 3 strikes. That one, and most of the time they weren't good. I don't know what to tell you. But Maybe you guys saw something different. Let me know if you guys saw something different down in the comments below. But that's just what I saw today. We were letting so many fastballs go on the first pitch. And then we just swing at bad curveballs or bad changeups. Castro had another one. I mean, I could go through almost every guy in the lineup had a bad at-bat today with that. But let's keep going. Rosario did get a hit. Like I said, hopefully he can figure it out. He's just popping a lot of stuff up. I want to see him hit it on the ground. I've talked about that before. Hopefully he can keep doing that. Cronenman 0 for 2. Gonzalez 2 for 4 with an RBI single today. Good for him. Basically the highlight of the day. Scope got a day off. Not sure why. Andrianza went 0 for 3. The only reason I thought the announcers were saying was because they wanted all lefty matchups in there again. I mean, it's a good strategy, but then you're not putting your best players out there. I just don't see Andrianza having a better matchup than Scope. Just because it's lefty versus righty doesn't mean that it's going to work out. I mean, maybe I'm wrong about that. Again, talk to me about that in the comments below, but I just don't see the reasoning behind lefty versus righty every single day. Play matchups based on the pitcher. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Andrianza has better hitting than Scope against Guillermo, but I'm just saying, every time there's a righty on the mound, you can't just keep putting an all lefty lineup out there. It's not going to work every time. You got to play specific matchups, not number matchups. And I mean, like I said, sometimes it works. Verlander, maybe Cole, it worked, but you can't do that every time. Andrianza went 0 for 3. Castro went 0 for 3. Buxton had a double, went 1 for 2. And that's where we are, back at the bottom of the 8th inning before the rain out. So, like I said, I don't know if they'll finish this game or not. We're losing 4-1, so I'm going to just call it at that. Try to get this video up for you as soon as possible. But I want to know what you guys think about Pineda, about the lineup, about matchups, everything. Let's have a discussion down in the comments below what these videos are for. So, I don't know. That's all I got for you today. Hopefully we'll come back and beat Toronto tomorrow. Big series. Should be easy wins. And then we got Detroit. Winnable games. Hopefully we can do it. That's all I got for you today. Make sure to come back tomorrow. We'll see you then. Peace out.